Hey there, how you doing? Hope you are looking at me. Happy Tuesday. I'm Leslie Marshall. Welcome or welcome back. Only True Democracy and Talk. And joining us or rejoining us, good to have him on, especially this time of year, is Scott Paul, president of the Alliance for American Manufacturing. They're a partnership, the AAM, established by some of America's leading manufacturers and the United Steelworkers Union. And for decades, Scott and the AAM have worked to make American manufacturing a top of mind issue for voters and for our national leaders. And they've done it through effective advocacy, innovative research, and a savvy PR strategy. Their website, check it out. So much information on there. I certainly go to them, not just for the shopping guide, americanmanufacturing.org. On YouTube, you got to check out AAM's podcast. It's called The Manufacturing Report. It's really interesting to me to find out why somebody starts something, especially like a family, little family owned operated, business and their passion and, what they put into it. And it really goes behind, what makes that product that you're buying. And I find that very interesting. I like to be an educated consumer. Check it out on YouTube. The YouTube channel is youtube.com/at American MFG. Like I said, you can watch the episodes of the podcast, The Manufacturing Report, there. You can also listen to episodes of The Manufacturing Report. Just go to americanmanufacturing.org/podcast. On X, follow the AAM at Keep It Made in USA. Follow Scott at Scott Paul AAM and on Blue Sky at keepitmadeinusa.bsky.social. Scott, thank you for joining us. One of my favorite times of year to have you on is talking about the this year now 2025 Made in American Holiday Gift Guide. There is a press release that has come out, and I want to talk about this first because there are a lot of people out there who are really pinching pennies this year.
Yeah.
Tariffs have increased not just that aspect as a consumer, but it's increased the demand to buy American and for gifts made in the USA that you can buy in the USA. And a lot of people out there say, I can't find them, right? A lot of shoppers struggle to find them. And that's why the 2025 Made in America Holiday Gift Guide, it makes it so easy, produced by the AAM, Alliance for American Manufacturing. So, Scott, thank you for joining us today.
Of course, it's great to be on with you as always to talk about this. I love your enthusiasm about the guide this year and always, Leslie. It's pretty awesome.
I gotta tell you, was it last year I bought the cologne that George Washington wore?
Oh,
Um, I did. I bought the cologne for every man in my family. My husband, well, not my son. Or did I? No, I did get my son. My son, my husband, my two brothers, like some cousins and uncle. I bought a bunch of them, and great stocking, gift too. Takes up some, room in the stock. But they all loved it. My husband has it, upstairs in the bathroom because I'm at my home studio, and absolutely loves it. My
yeah.
brother, who I can never find anything for, loved it. It's not like he's huge on cologne, and he's picky with scents, but he loved the history of it. He loved the history of the company and the fact that I'm wearing the same thing George Washington did. He's very into politics. He's very patriotic. He is a Republican and a Trump supporter, actually. But yeah, he liked it. Yeah, he liked that. That George Washington
Yeah.
had born it. There was another company out of Fall River, Massachusetts, where I was born, and my brother, one of my brothers, lives in Fall River with his family, and I bought each of them something from that company because
Awesome.
it's really locally made. It's like, hey, down the street. So yeah, it's I love it. I'm it's not because you're on, I seriously use this, and everybody should, because I really like to buy products that are made in America. And without your gift guide, Google just doesn't cut it all the time. Not every company has a website. Not every company advertises themselves as much. So you guys do it with the 2025 Made in America Holiday Gift Guide. Now you just launched it. And one of the things that it does for me, and I know that you put it out for, is to make it easier for
Hmm.
shoppers to find
Right.
the US made products. And in addition, while doing that, they're supporting American workers. And we all need that. I mean, regardless of our politics, everybody's feeling the pinch right now.
Yeah. No, you're right about that. There's lots of reasons to consider a Made in America holiday gift. You pointed out that, costs may be rising on some goods from overseas, so it might be more attractive to look locally. I do think that there's a lot of reasons why people do it, even in the absence of tariffs, and we've known about this. Either they like locally made, just like they like the farmers market or the craft fair or the
Hmm.
farm to table restaurant. They may like it because of jobs in the economy, and certainly a lot of the working class people I talk with, that really resonates with them. Others, it may be a patriotic, purchase that they're making, support America. Still others understand there's a sustainability component to it, where if you're not shipping something from across the ocean, you're probably saving carbon emissions somewhere, and it's much more responsibly made if it's made locally. And so and finally, you just gave the perfect example. There's always a story to tell about the product because, that's hard to do with the widgets you find on Amazon or whatever. Look, I found this thing on Amazon. It was
Right.
made in some sweatshop. This is a great story always. Like, it's either the scent that George Washington
Hmm.
wore,
Yep.
or, a company from my hometown. And I have to say, the team that puts this together here, and I play no role in it. There's about 6 or 7 people that start in the summer, and it's like they're on a treasure hunt, or in the pro leagues, like drafting players, right? They're looking around the country um, for the best options from every state. They want to make sure it fits into a variety of different product categories, so it's not all pet stuff or not all stuff you can eat, and at a variety of price points. To the point about affordability, is that you have some stocking stuffers, have
Yep.
some very affordable things, and yeah, you have
Mhm.
some splurges too. But I think they do a great job,
They
and it's
do.
the 12th year, and we
You
have
know,
not run out of
and not
ideas
only
yet.
that, I want to say something else. As a shopper, look, I am guilty like everyone else of, picking up those gift cards for Amazon or wherever because it's
Sure,
easy, right?
sure.
You're at the supermarket, you're at Target, you're at Walmart, whatever, and they have a whole turnstile of them, right? And it's easy. You buy a card, you do that, especially for things, out of town, or maybe a stocking stuffer. Many of us don't have the time to go to the store. So there's two things here that I love in addition to the products being American made, supporting American company. One, it's better than a gift card, but I don't have to take the time to go to the store, but I am taking the time, which to me, when I receive a gift, it's like my mother said one year when we asked, "What can we get you?" She said, "Just write me a letter."
Hmm.
And in writing the letter, we had all the grandkids do this. It was important to her that she would, have the memories of these words, as she gets, older. But that they sat down and took the time to write it. Like my
Yeah,
husband always says, don't buy
right.
me a Hallmark card, make it. Like when the kids will, I'd rather you draw me a smiley face, and kiss it kind of thing than buy a Hallmark card. So one, it's not like I'm going to the mall, but I am taking the time. I'm not just buying a gift card. And I like that. Two, because of the way it's set up and that you have it broken down in categories, in pricing, in region, um, it, it, you're spending the time, but it's not taking, so much time that, you're like, I don't have the time for this. The other thing is it gives unique ideas. Okay. The cologne George Washington, that's just another thing. And it really does give me unique ideas because, you know, everybody has that relative. For me, it's my brother. Everybody has that relative who has everything. You don't know what to buy them. Maybe they're the Scrooge mentality and they're just, the curmudgeon, they're grumpy, so, it's sort of like, oh, I already bought him a shirt, or I already bought him something for his computer or iPhone, whatever, right? That really helps me with this gift guide to come up with unique gifts. And certainly like the cologne George Washington wore.
Yeah, and you just gave me an excellent idea for a curation thing that we can do, like American-made things you can buy with an Amazon card if you get one. Because I'm sure
That is a
some of
great
these
idea.
folks have a presence on Amazon, and so I don't know that we'll do that. I mean, we're certainly going to do it next year, and we'll try to do it this year too. But that's also a great idea, like
That
how
is a
you
great
can.
idea. Let's take a
Ha
quick break. When we come back, let's talk
yeah.
more about some of these great gifts that are in the gift guide. I also want to talk about some polls that show that people want to keep it made in America, just like the AAM. We'll be back right after this. We are back. Who are we? I am Leslie Marshall. How you doing? Happy Tuesday. He is Scott Paul, president of the Alliance for American Manufacturing. Check out their YouTube channel. You can watch episodes of the AAM podcast, The Manufacturing Report, talking about some of the people that are behind the products we're going to talk about today. You can follow them on X at Keep It Made in USA. Follow Scott on X at Scott Paul AAM, and on Blue Sky at keepitmadeinusa.bsky.social. Scott, and also the AmericanManufacturing.org is the website. Check it out. But you got to check out this gift guide. Before we get into gifts and stuff, Scott, there are actually polls that show overwhelmingly there is demand for locally made goods. 81%, to me, that's like 100% in a poll. 81% of Americans saying they're as likely or more likely to buy American products this year. 83%, even more of shoppers say they would buy more made in goods USA goods if these products were more widely available. They are widely available. You just got to know like where to find them. Hello, gift guide. And that's what the gift guide does. It bridges that gap, connecting consumers with, like you said, the craftsmanship, the quality, well-paid jobs that come from buying made in America. I'm sure those polls made you very happy.
Yeah, I would say yes, they made me happy. And it also wasn't terribly surprising. I mean, it is like one of those uh, political truths that people love made in America, and that has lasted through lots of polarization that we've seen on other issues, Leslie, as you well know. And so to find, kind of a universal truth in America today is a great thing. And buy an American gift is one of those, and also that people would like to see more of them, which is encouraging too. And so I think if we provide those access points, it will help to lift this up even more.
You mentioned it was the 12th year of the gift guide, 148 manufacturers. Now, you and I have been together a long time, and 148 manufacturers, that's so much up than when it first started. Makers from all 50 states, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico as well. American made gifts. There's something for everyone, so many things: model airplane kits,
Yeah,
stocking stuffers, as we talked about, jewelry, grills, colognes from George Washington. And I love the way you can, browse. You can do it by state if you want to support people within your state, product category. Sometimes you may want to buy the state you're going to. Like I go to Massachusetts for Christmas. That's what got me started, and I found the Fall River Company. And we also profiled it, I believe, last year when we did this edition
that's right.
of the program. And you spotlight 873 companies and their products that aren't even in the gift guide. So you're giving people like, okay, well, if you don't like these 148 manufacturers, here's almost 1,000 more. I mean, I'm sorry, this thing is priceless. I'm not just saying that. I love it. And putting all this on the radar, it's really important because some of these small companies, I mean, they don't have the money of these big
Exactly.
corporate people to put out these ads every 5 seconds or, be pinging your phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Advertising is really expensive for those, particularly those small family-run businesses. And it's been driven up by all these retailers or Shein and Temu and everything else. And so it's hard to acquire customers. And so we don't make a cent from this, by the way. This is completely a public service. But to your other point, we haven't run out of ideas. I mean, we've been doing this for 12 years. In every case except for last year, which was kind of like a Hall of Fame edition, or I guess in 20, our 10th anniversary was like a Hall of Fame. But we've been able to find new products every year without a problem. We're not even close to running out of ideas here. And so it is really cool when you open people's eyes up and they say, we don't make anything here anymore. It's like, actually, we do. You just got to know how to access it, basically, and to educate yourself both as a consumer, and also it's incumbent on us and others who are in the actual retail space to make this a little bit easier for folks
Um,
to get to.
when we talk about gifts, but something else that you guys have, are holiday supplies. People need it. People that are decorating their, home, more people, fearful even though the shutdown's over. Will it be? What's going to be happening with airline tickets? And look at the prices. They're insane. So, people are going to decorate their homes. They need seasonal home decor, wrapping paper, ornaments, greeting cards. I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's great to support them because there are a lot of people that are angry with some of these companies, whether it be Walmart putting so much from China on their shelves, or
Right.
Target, whether you like or don't like the LGBTQ or DEI position they have. If you want to get politics out of it and you want to support Americans, this is the way to do it. And American companies, American made products. And you don't just have to buy gifts, you can buy stuff for yourself because we all need this kind of stuff for the holidays, whether you're hosting or whether you're going to someone's home, you need to wrap that gift.
Yeah, that's right. And to your point, this has something for everybody. And one of the things we're doing between now for the rest of the shopping season is doing that kind of curation. Things for like him, things for her, things for your pet, gifts that are under 25 bucks, and holiday supplies. So there is it's like you can spin the wheel if you want to, basically.
Mhm.
And you're gonna find something really cool. And they all have these great, amazing backstories as well. We tell a little bit of it in the description, but it's so fun to dive in and see how these folks came up with these ideas.
We talked about advertising being expensive. And this is something you said, I want to quote you because it stuck with me when I think about, how people are struggling, and especially the small business owners and American made product small business owners even more so. The holiday shopping season is a critical financial period for any company, but for made in America companies, it's especially challenging. The US advertising space is dominated by importers and large retailers. We both touched upon that. On top of that, the social media platforms through which many shoppers find made in America companies are increasingly direct to consumer avenues for Chinese manufacturers. Hello, Shine, right? And you said further, our 2025 Made in America Holiday Gift Guide empowers consumers to buy the Made in America gifts they want to buy but aren't readily finding. Um, yeah, this goes further. If you want to feel good about the gift you're buying, and know that it's quality made, right? And know that there's not child labor or some sweatshop, or human rights abuse occurring, which can take place in China and many of these other countries that some of these cheaper things are made in, or things are made cheaply, right? That you don't. So if you want the better quality, and you want to have that good feeling with your purchase, and support, because when you talked about how challenging this time of year is, that really resonated with me. It's challenging, but this time of year even more so for these small companies.
Yeah. Yeah, it's make or break time. I mean that's true of a lot of folks, but I think it's in particular for smaller folks like this who have less margin, who put more into it. Like this is where they're going to break even, or where they're going to have to question whether they should continue it. And look, we don't put things on here that are goofy ideas. I mean, like these are all like really cool things. And so helping to lift that up a little bit, I think gives us all a lot of joy here at the office.
Absolutely. Quick break. We'll be back with Scott. We'll be back with you right after this. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some of these companies. We're going to highlight 5 of them and their products from this year's gift guide. Don't go away. We are back. I'm Leslie Marshall, and our guest is the president of the Alliance for American Manufacturing, Scott Paul. AmericanManufacturing.org. That's their website. So much information about these American made companies, about what they're selling. And there's so many more. The gift guide is, up to like 150, but there's almost 1,000 companies out there, over 1,000 companies out there that you should be aware of. Speaking of that, Scott and his great crew, AAM, they have a great podcast called The Manufacturing Report. You can watch it on YouTube, and they interview these people, and you can find out, sometimes it's like, well, grandpa started this in his, basement or whatever. YouTube.com/ at American MFG is the YouTube channel. And if you want to listen to episodes of the Manufacturing Report, go to AmericanManufacturing.org/podcast. Follow Scott on X at Scott Paul AAM, and follow AAM at Keep It Made in USA. On Blue Sky at Keep It Made in USA.bsky.social. Scott, let's get to it and talk about some of these great companies.
Can't
Um,
wait.
the first one is something I actually saw on TV. It may not be from this company, and I was like, I need that because I do not have a green thumb. Is it called Wicker or Wick R?
I think it's Wicker.
Wicker. It's
is, but
W I W,
WICR.
yeah, small
Yeah.
W I C, small I C and large R. This is for people that want to have a plant, are too scared because they overwater them, they underwater them, they forget to water them. But this is a self-watering plant. This is incredible. I need this.
Yeah, me
Tell us about
too.
this and tell us about this
Yeah,
company.
I just had to recycle one because I had either over or underwatered it. It was one of those plants that was like impossible to kill, and I was like, "Well, I found a way to do it." So if you think you have a green thumb but you really don't, th this is the thing for you. It's this ingenious advice. It was invented by a guy who's a horticulturalist at one of the largest botanical programs in the South, and he's based in Tennessee. I think this is manufactured in Georgia, and it's this little thing that has like a reservoir of water, and it kind of is able to, through the magic of engineering, give your plant a nice even supply of water, and it is exceptionally affordable too. So it's like your investment is going to pay for itself for all those years. You're going to keep the plant alive without
Yeah.
having to be humiliated. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really nice. I mean, think about it. I mean, plants aren't just about decor. They actually keep you healthier, especially like I live in California. I can get outside more than
Yeah.
most.
Yeah.
Although the past 3 days when I thought that, I thought Noah was going to come back to build his ark again. Um, I was just like, hello, this is California. What's going on? Look, you're getting your oxygen, right? From
Yeah.
the plant.
Yeah.
It's making you,
It's
it's
good.
making you
And
healthier, and it
right.
also it also looks
The
nice.
cool thing about it is it's not obtrusive. It's like you got to put it down before you put the soil down, but it just looks like your regular, basically like your regular potted plant after that. You can put any plant in it, and then it'll take care of the rest for you. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
It's
My
also
hat's
great
off
if
to this
it's
guy.
also great if you travel like both of us do for work.
Yeah, correct.
Because God, I have two teenagers and I know you do too. They're not gonna they
No.
barely remember to feed the dog, never mind feed the plant. Let's talk about another
Yeah.
company. This is a company that I've actually tried the products from because when I
Oh,
visited this wonderful, beautiful state of Alaska, and I am not a Pacific Northwest mountain like outside grizzly kind of gal. But I am not a Sarah Palin type, but Alaska Glacial Essential Skincare. One of
yeah.
the hotels that we stayed at had their stuff, right?
Ah,
I say
yeah.
one of because the other ones were not high end. This was a high end hotel, so it had their stuff. So I've actually
Yeah.
when I saw this, I looked it up and I saw the packaging. I was like, oh my God, I've tried, and it is good. I mean, how
Yeah.
many times have you been to a hotel if you're staying somewhere nice like for vacation, special occasion, anniversary, honeymoon, whatever, and you're like, this stuff is great. Where can I buy it? Well, Alaska Glacial Essential Skincare is one of the companies in your gift guide. It comes from Cordova, Alaska. And they're quality products. They're made there and they source glacial minerals, botanicals. I didn't know that. I just knew they
Yeah.
smelled good and they felt good and the
Yeah.
packaging was nice. It's gentle, yet they're effective. They're vegan free, they're cruelty free. They're also an energy efficient facility and they operate on 60 to 80% community hydropower. You tell more about this company. I'm giving away all the talking points that are yours.
No, it is all good. That background is awesome. So the founder of this company, her name's Lauren Padower. For 3 months a year, she is one of the seven female commercial fishermen in
Love
Cordova.
it.
Okay. And she makes a considerable amount of money doing that, but she has 9 months where she needs to do something. She was on a raft float. She got down to the end of the Copper River. She noticed the mud banks and how rich they were. This happened like 20 years ago. She's like, I should do something with this. And so that's how she developed the product. She pitched it on Shark Tank. Like I want to say, 5, 10 years ago, none of the sharks bit at the time, unfortunately, because it wasn't that big. Her sales weren't that big. But the best part of that episode is that Mr. Wonderful has the mud spread all over his face.
Oh
She
yeah,
gave him a
actually, oh my God, I've seen the clip of that.
She's given him a mud mask and all. Of course, all the other sharks said that's the best he ever looked. But at any rate,
I was going to
the,
say, I wish she put the mud in his mouth, but anyway, so he'd stop talking sometimes. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think the thing that was holding her back at the time was just the level of sales. They wanted it to be a little bigger, but it is awesome. And yeah, you can find it at some spas. They have it, and at some hotels. And she does retail and ships direct to consumer. But an absolutely fabulous thing. In fact, she has like spas in Asia that want that specific mud because of the glacial properties that it has in it. And it's such a cool story. I love it.
Yeah, I love it. I didn't know the backstory of those women and what she does, 3 months out of the year as a fisherwoman. I didn't know that. So, not only is it vegan free and cruelty free, but 2% of its revenues go to organizations that protect the Alaskan environment. You mentioned the Copper River. Well, one of the
Yeah,
organizations that she gives money to, or the Copper River Watershed Project. You gotta support companies like this because they're making a difference in so many ways. I just, I mean, first it's, all these women, you got to support that. Environmental, and it's better for you, This is the kind of stuff you can put on your kids, because it's vegan free, it's cruelty free, it's safe.
right.
Um, let's talk about this. People forget there's a big and tall not far from where I live, and it just is amazing to me how many men are big and tall, because there's a lot of guys always in there.
Oh yeah.
But something we
Not
forget about,
me, but
yeah,
yeah.
but something we forget, like, okay, my son is 6'2", but he's
Wow.
not
Yeah.
big, although since he quit volleyball, he's bigger than he should be. But he has a size 13 shoe.
Woo.
And it's really hard when we go, like you go to a roller rink or ice skating place or snowboarding if you're renting. This is a company that has made plus footwear, and the vast majority of footwear is imported. This is Ellen Guyon. Is that how you say his
Yeah,
name?
Alan Guyan. Yeah.
Right. He's an
Hmm.
alum of the Under Armour shoe division.
Yeah.
And he saw an opportunity to do things differently. So he started Made Plus. It's a luxury athletic shoe brand. It's based in Annapolis. The shoes are made of 100% recycled yarn. Just that alone, if they were the regular sizes, right? But
Yeah.
it's made from repurposed plastic water bottles, and they come in all designs. But they have a shoe for pickleball, which is all the rage.
Hmm.
And this is an incredible choice because they also have some bigger sizes you're not finding on the regular racks.
Yeah, it's cool, and they can make it because they're like doing additive manufacturing, which is 3D printing. So, and they're using that plastic and they're forming it through 3D printing with the machines that they have. Very sophisticated. Like I said, Alan was in innovation at Under Armour, a very innovative company, and so he saw an opportunity here, and they're scaling up. They're adding new lines. I'm excited because they're developing a running shoe as well. And there aren't many like elite run. Well, there's no elite running shoes that are made in the United States, at least that I have access to. And so I can't wait to check it out. I think it's an awesome story. And to your point, the way they make them gives them the ability to get big sizes, right? And so I think it's a great story, and they're just at the cusp, I think, of something really big.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the two other companies of the five that we're highlighting. We're also going to talk about Project MFG. We'll be back with Scott. We'll be back with you right after this. Don't go away. We are back. I'm Leslie Marshall. He is Scott Paul. He is president of the AAM. That's the Alliance for American Manufacturing. I was telling you about the manufacturing report. It's a great podcast. It's entertaining, it's informative, educational, and you find out about some great people, families, and the hard work in this country. Support them and check it out. Go to youtube.com/ at American MFG. On the website for the AAM, the website is americanmanufacturing.org. A lot of information about not just manufacturing, about these companies, about these people. And if you want to listen, I told you the manufacturing report. If you can't watch an episode on YouTube, you can listen to episodes of the manufacturing report. Just go to americanmanufacturing.org/podcast. Follow on X, the AAM at Keep It Made in USA. Follow Scott at Scott Paul AAM and on Blue Sky at Keep It Made in USA.bsky.social. I am excited about number four on our list the most because my husband is one of those people that he really appreciates unique gifts and he's really difficult to please and find things for. This company is called High Strung Studios. Now, a lot of people know my husband's a doctor because there used to even be a drinking game that when I mentioned my husband's a doctor on Fox, people would drink because they said I said it so much. So then I stopped mentioning my husband that he was a doctor, but I got to mention it right now. But my husband, although he's a doctor, he's a musician. He was a
Hmm.
medicine major and a music minor, and he plays guitar. And he is a music lover. And this is for a music lover on your list. I absolutely love this. One, it's a woman owned business, and they transform real guitar strings into beautiful handcrafted jewelry made right here in America, necklaces, bracelets, earrings. And I just absolutely love it. I'm getting this for him. I saw this on the list before today. This is one of those on my list. I'm getting them.
Awesome.
I'm gonna get this. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Jenny, the founder, music lover too, was, involved in the industry. And just that creative spark that says, I can do jewelry, I can do bracelets, necklaces, other things out of repurposed guitar strings and other types of things is just, mind blowing. That would never occur to me, Leslie, to do something like that.
No, I
And
know.
you've seen it on the website. There's some beautiful things, and they all tell a story. They're all unique. And I love that it is also materials that are getting a second life. And Jenny has like a workshop in Pennsylvania. She's based in New Jersey. And this is like, and she goes to like, I think like rock festivals and other stuff around too. But it is, yeah, it is the perfect gift for someone who is a musician and for whom like a gift can tell a story as well. So I'm so glad that you
And the
noticed that.
story that you touched upon, Scott, I just want to reiterate again. You mentioned it earlier, and you certainly said it all over the place, on your podcast here, when I've seen you on TV giving speeches, what you write about. When you buy an American made product, we forget, you just said she's in New Jersey and her stuff is made in Pennsylvania. Not only is it an American company with made in America, but we forget who's making it. Americans.
Yeah.
So we're supporting other people's jobs, livelihood. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't want to get political, but for all those people saying, who cares if federal workers lose their jobs? And I do. But these are people that are working hard to feed their families, working to make an American product that's made in America by an American person or, family. And for, everybody demonizing, people who are foreign these days. This is a way to be patriotic, but really to support the economy because you're not just, putting money into the economy buying the product. You're helping that person who is making the product feed their family. It's just a cycle of good, and like I said, it's nice to feel good about your purchase.
Yeah. Amen. So it's a cool gift and it's one of the most unique things we have on the guide this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And last but not least, and remember, guys, there's 148 companies that are in the
Yeah.
gift guide this year. There's over 800 American companies, or over 1,000, I guess, if you add the 148. There you also can find that information again on the website, all the postings, and there's a link to that as well. But this is the fifth of the five we're profiling today. It's called Cycle Dog. And they have a lot of people are dog mamas and dog daddies, or you do have kids and you have a dog too, like me, and you certainly don't exempt them from the holidays. You purchase something for them. Well, this is a woman-owned company in Portland, Oregon. They are making eco-friendly gear for dogs who love to play. There's collars, there's leashes, there's toys, there's beds. So think about that. They're, friendly for the environment. They're crafted right here in the United States. They use recycled materials, and that keeps inner tubes, bottles out of landfills. They're also durable, they're sustainable. And they're people that have pups making this for you, these women-owned company. Tell us about
Oh,
them,
yeah.
Scott.
Yeah. I love Cycle Dog. And you pointed out that one of the materials they use are these used bicycle inner tubes. In fact, I think they have repurposed a million, at least a million bicycle inner tubes for their products, which is a stunning number that they're keeping out of landfills and all of that. And there's a dog collar they have that is both practical because I find this especially with the short days, the dog walks at night to have like that reflective thing on the collar is really cool. Where if there's, that you can see the collar, they have a collar that also has a little attachment where you can open a bottle on it. So if you have your dog out on the porch and have, you have
You
a
can have a
beer.
beer.
Oh, this cracked me up. And so you can just reach over and
That's funny.
pop the top off on your
Multi-purpose.
dog's
That
collar.
is funny.
But it's
That's
yeah, the
creative. That's
designs
really
are
cool.
whimsical. They have all sorts of products. They ship everywhere. They're in a lot of stores too. Just a great story. And I love that they have a dog staff too. Like they have their security dog, the German Shepherd, the model,
Great.
this beautiful dog. I mean, oh my God, it was just like it's some brilliant stuff. And if you're gonna buy a dog collar or leash or something like that, or a dog blanket, this is the place to go. It is pretty awesome.
Well, before we talk about Project MFG, although I mentioned it, I'd like you to mention it. Where can people have access to this gift guide? How do they get access to the gift guide?
Yeah, just go to our homepage right now, americanmanufacturing.org, and you can get there right away. You can either have it searched by state or by product category. And throughout the season, we're curating different lists as well. The last thing that I did mention that's really cool for the first time this year, we've also listed bricks and mortar stores in every state that we could find where it's like shop local, where it's like all local products. And so
That's
if you
awesome in
happen to
case
live in
people
one of
want to
those,
go and feel that scarf, right? Or
that's
sweater,
right.
or they want to
Yeah.
see it or try it on, or yeah, that's great. That's helpful.
Yeah.
That's very helpful for people that want to. I enjoy, I love to shop. I definitely find it therapeutic when I'm shopping for me. But sometimes there are certain things that like,
Yeah. You
for
want to go to the
me, no
store.
offense, I don't like to buy shoes online, but there are certain things I will buy, a lot of things I will buy online, and you have to for the convenience.
Absolutely. And so this is something that if you're in one of those communities or you want to make a trip there, that you can go and see a lot of locally made products as well.
Yeah, and it's really nice then too. Like, if you live in Portland, you get to meet these women, you get to see the guard dog. I would swing by even if didn't have a dog just to check this out. I think it's funny. Um, okay, let's talk about anything else you want to say about the gift guide before we move on to Project
No,
MFG?
that's good. And I'm glad you got, as you usually do, one or two gift ideas out of it that you can do. And I
Oh,
hope everybody
I get
finds the
more than
same
that out
joy
of the
that
gift
you are,
guide. It's just the
Leslie.
ones that
Yeah.
stick out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
In my mind and one from the five today. Okay, so Project MFG and Clash of the Trades reality show, I say in a question mark. Tell us what this is. Tell us what this is about.
I just think this is so cool for the future of the United States as we're struggling to figure out where are the jobs going to be, who's going to have it, is this affordable, is this not affordable? Where right now there is this cool reality show competition where there's like basically what used to be called a shop class in high school, where you have
Remember
these
it.
groups of kids that either are doing welding or machining or 3D printing and doing like numerical calculations. It's almost like a Top Chef or Master Chef contest where they have to make a certain thing within a certain amount of time. They have regional competitions, then they get together. This is all on YouTube now. It's like a pretty well produced reality show. And it started with this idea that both, interestingly, the Defense Department had a few years ago, um, and a mechanical engineering professor by the name of Ray Dick, who had taught mechanical engineering in college, had been in the defense sector, and was like, you know what? This is going to give me some purpose to help lift up a contest like that. So it's growing every year. It's awesome. They're online at Project MFG, And it's one of the coolest things I've seen. So in addition to like a football team, a cheer squad, you can now have like your own little manufacturing team at your high school if
I
you have
think
a
it's wild
program
because
like
it's like a
that.
sports style competition. They have the big
Yeah.
financial prizes. They have the element to the reality TV that gets, so many of us sucked in. It's an addiction for some, right? And yet it has to, it surrounds manufacturing. I think it's awesome. Well,
Yeah, one of
we
the
are out
coolest
of
things I've seen
time.
this year.
Scott,
Yeah.
we are out of time. I will say we had shop in my school. Girls weren't allowed, and I was so jealous because I wanted to try to decoupage. I'm
Boo.
really aging myself now. Scott Paul, president of AAM. Check it out. Follow him on X at Scott Paul AAM. Follow AAM at Keep It Made in USA on Blue Sky at keepitmadeinusa.bsky.social. Check out their manufacturing report, youtube.com/at American Manufacturing to watch the podcast and to listen to it. Go to americanmanufacturing.org/podcast. You want to buy Made in America? That gift guide is found at americanmanufacturing.org. Go to it now so the products don't sell out.